Here in the north, the Yaller horn is about to sound and send two teams to battle here at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Straight ahead is what should be a very entertaining matchup between the Seattle Seahawks Will Reichert has it all teed up. And off we go from Minneapolis. Returning it from the 4. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Following the kick return, we've got somebody shaken up. So we're going to get a stoppage here as he's attended to. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. Play fake, Darnold. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. Had that one, but just couldn't see it through. And it sets up 2nd down. He had him, Brock. Throw was on target. Gotta help your guy out early in the game, right?
Yeah, it's not on the quarterback. I think we can all see that was a catchable ball. But I've got a feeling he'll volunteer to take some of the blame anyway. That's just the way he's wired.
Second and 10, still at the 28. From the gun, Darnold. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Vikings have an early opportunity after the interception on the game's first series. How quickly things can change, huh? From kickoff to now, already looking at an entirely different picture, Brock. They get the interception, and they're going to take over in perfect position to score our first points.
You know, we talk about scripting for offense all the time, but flip it around. That could not be a better script for this defense, not just to get a stop, but to take the ball away and now set your offense up for success.
So we'll see the Vikings offense now for the first time. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
Last week, Kate, you won't call his effort wasted, never. But you wish a game like that would have come in a win instead of showing up in a contest they ended up dropping. 2 touchdowns, no picks. That's the type of game that wins are typically built off of. This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Jefferson brings it in on the slant. Have a little, not a lot. Ball to about the 25. Tackle made by Ernest Jones.
I'm not going to lie, I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards in the double coverage, that is way too much risk for that reward.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. They'll air it out on 3rd. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. It's the exact opposite of what this offense needed. They now face 4th down.
Will Reichert on for the Vikings field goal.
Reichert connects there. And they're able to get 3 points off that turnover.
I'd say all in all, that's the exact type of start this team was looking for. 2 possessions in, they've got the lead. Early momentum with that field.
To kick off for the Vikings.
Here's a return from the 7. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Seahawks taking the field for their 2nd possession. They threw the interception on their opening drive, Brock, but that's right from their memory as they head back out now.
Yeah, it's got to be, right? When you throw that pick early, you've got to flush it. The defense help with that, holding that offense on the other side to just a field goal and giving this offense now some hope as they take the field again.
Now here's a look at his production from last week and the part he played in his offense's victory. Just a yard left to go on 2nd down. Here's Darnold. Gets it again to Smith-Njigba. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Well, this storyline was hanging over this team. Would they be able to lock this guy up beyond this season? Well, as of this week, they can say that they did.
And Kate, this is something universally celebrated by the front office, by him and his family, and by all the fans, too. Getting superstars is so tough to do, and when you have that talent, you can't let that talent leave your building.
And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
And again, it's Darnold. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to hold him down just shy of the 40. They get an even 10 on that play. And that gives the Seahawks the first.
That's good for us Seahawks. First down.
Out of the gun, here's Darnold. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. No luck connecting with Jackson Smith-Njigba. So it's 2nd down coming up. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he is showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. But I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, there are going to be more interceptions.
Second and 10, Darnold. Short pass brought in. And he's taken down at the 30. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing it again here. Throw left side, caught by Smith-Njigba. And he's taken out as he brings it down towards the 10. They'll come up on 1st and 10.
That's another Seahawks.
Looking inside the red zone. He finds Smith-Njigba right side. And he's forced out of bounds after a gain of about 4 there. 2nd down.
Out of bounds down at the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Working now from the gun. Throw is caught. And this one does not go far. And just 2 to go.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Here he is on 3rd and short. And he's going to have the Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks pull ahead 6-3 in the first.
Touchdown, Seattle.
Jackson Smith-Njigba with a touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Seahawks take a 4-point lead.
Vikings 3.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Return coming from the 6. Big shot at the end of that run back as he gets it just past the 20. Minnesota all set to go for its 2nd drive. And they've got a bit of momentum from the field goal on the last series, hoping to grow that into something greater with a touchdown here.
Yeah, I think one thing you find is you do not want to settle for a field goal again. Points are great, but touchdowns, that's what's win games in the NFL.
With the wrong way on 1st down, Brock. Here comes 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
On the shotgun, McCarthy.
21-yard line.
Brought in, Ty Felton. Ooh, and he is cracked at the tail end of that play. Good hit, but sure would have loved for it to have come earlier as he gets forward a bunch and gets him the 1st down.
First down.
Felton, the man in motion.
1st and 10 at the
Off play action. It's McCarthy. Inside, this is into the hands of Felton. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Pass is caught, it's T.J. Hawkinson. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. That's the end of one here. The Seahawks with an early lead. More from U.S. Bank Stadium after the break. now for the second quarter to begin. Vikings in control of it. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future. Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the ball. I love pushing the ball down the field, but the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
Caught quickly on the slant. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And the Vikings are going to have a first down.
That's another Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They've got first down here from the 36. McCarthy going to keep it himself. And he won't get beyond the line of scrimmage. Good work by the defense. Second down coming up.
Right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the Seahawks 37-yard line.
Here's McCarthy to throw. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
Intended for Ty.
Just trying to find Ty Felton with that one. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
3rd down. And
Still 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line. McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. Dialing up a receiver screen. And they take him down right along the 30.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field and keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow. Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. No better way to feel good, to get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Return starts at the 9. Good work so far. He's got room. He's at the 30. And the tackle saves a touchdown, but they still take over inside the red zone. The return couldn't quite finish it off, Brock, but the offense sure can as they begin here 1st and goal. Complete out to the right side. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the 5.
Darnold looking to throw. Smith and Jimbo, but he had another catch. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Yards on the pickup. It's now 3rd and goal.
On 3rd and goal, Darnold. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
Intended for
That throw doesn't lead to 6. So now they're left with 4th and goal.
It's now 4th down and goal.
They'll try to throw. It's Darnold. He will not escape the rush on 4th and goal. That's a sack. This is going to be a turnover on downs. Minnesota into formation. It's 1st and 10. Jefferson brings it in on the slant. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Let's go.
Straight ahead, here's Mason. Stopped after a gain of 2. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
3rd and 2, McCarthy. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down. They'll spot this one right at the 20. Giving 5 on the play. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota.
And the Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Off the play fake, it's McCarthy. Took it in by Felton, left side. And this is going to be a 4-yard gain. They're out to the 24. Second and 6 coming up here.
Here we go.
Felton, the man in motion. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And this one's not going to connect. Knocked away, and that failure to connect, Brock, means it's third down.
Jefferson, incomplete. Tariq Woolen on the coverage.
To the air on third and long. McCarthy hit. He lost the football. And that should be Seahawks football.
Hey, a normal old stop with third down just wasn't good enough for this crew. Nope, they had to rip the ball away from him, literally. An impressive and dominant play that sets their offense up for success.
The Seattle offense eager to get back on the field. And talk about a dream position, Brock. Heading out with first and goal waiting for him. A chance to pay off their defense's effort as they start out first and goal. They're going to throw now, following the turnover. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks grow their lead just before halftime. Jackson Smith-Njigba with a touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. So this solid first half continues for them. They're into the end zone to extend their advantage.
And I think if you're a head coach here, Kate, you've got to be very happy with the effort so far. They've come out strong. They've been the ones dictating the tempo, and as a result, they add to the scoreboard.
Vikings 6.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Fielded at the 7. Ooh, a big lick from the coverage team there. That is going to stop things before they can get it to the 30. Vikings to the line now. Here's first and 10. The Vikings offense back to the field now. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. And he's taken down just a couple yards shy of the 40. Vikings out of the hurry-up, need everyone back to the line.
Vikings first down.
First and 10, here's McCarthy. And he's not going to escape. The Seahawks brought the pressure, and they got him. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first.
It's a 10-yard loss.
As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down.
At the 28-yard line.
Looking at throw, McCarthy. Completed over the middle. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 14.
Defense gunning for a stop here. It's third down. Here he goes, third and long. Next on the crosser. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strike.
It's a gain of 14
Minnesota spends
yards.
its second time out here. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
First and 10.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Running left side by Jefferson. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings make it a one-score game before halftime. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. Record there to tack on the extra point. And the Vikings cut the lead down to just 2. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. And no return here, and this is a touchback, and the ball's going to come out to the 20. All right, working from the gun to start. First and 10. Out of the gun, here's Darnold. It's him on the in route. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down. Trying to work quickly now.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Seattle.
First and 10, Darnold. He goes back to him yet again, complete. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. The Seahawks calling for a timeout, so they're first to 3.
That's another Seahawks first down. It's a gain of 20. First down, Seahawks.
Throwing on first, here's Darnold. And that one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go. All right, still 10 to go here after they almost had an interception on first down.
Second down and 10.
And again, it's Darnold. And again, an interception is dropped. Looked a whole lot like the last play, didn't it, partner? And again, the turnover escapes him. It's going to be third down.
It's third down. And 10.
Throw here, third down. And they knock away another one. 3 straight passes, Brock, failing to connect. That brings us to fourth down.
It's fourth down.
Live ball here. He's going to return it. Runs by the 30. One last play before the break. Back to throw it. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. He's got it at the 30. And somehow they've reached the end zone with no time remaining in the half. So late in the half, Brock, why not take a shot downfield? And their prayers are answered as they come up with that late touchdown.
You know, this is just a case of who wants it more. If you're in that secondary, all you're thinking is knock the ball down.
Yeah.
Even if you make some contact, right, they rarely call pass interference on plays like that. But somehow, some way, the ball winds up as a touchdown.
On for the point after.
For the extra point.
And his kick is good. What an ending to our opening half as they take the lead. So we have, well, apologies to our buddy Scott Hansen. We're going to catch up with you after this one, Scott. We're going to jump past halftime, get you right back to the start of the second half. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Return starts at the 3. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Here's the Minnesota offense headed out to start this third quarter. They come in on a little 2-game skid, Brock, but in control of this one so far. Minnesota into formation. It's first and 10.
Set, go.
They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Into the hands of Jefferson. Complete. And the stop is made as he drives this to the opposing 43. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And the Vikings are going to have a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On play action now, McCarthy. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now it's second down.
Kobe Bryant on the coverage.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Now McCarthy has him on a quick hitter. And he's going to be right up against that line that they needed. Make it third and maybe a yard at most from the 34.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is, because that QB and tight ends, they got that ball out in a hurry.
McCarthy throwing on this 3rd and 1. Seahawks swarming him, and down he goes. And their 4th sack of the game, Brock, brings up 4th down.
I know the scoreboard doesn't say it, but this has been a winning effort up front defensively. One of the keys to their success was going to be this pass rush and sacking the quarterback, and they could check that box.
So punt coming up on 4th down, and it's against Belgium native Corliss Waitman with the honors. Coming off 4 punts in that loss, and he boots his first of this game away.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
The Seahawks are ready for another drive on offense as Jackson, Smith, and Jigba heads out. They left a few on the table their last time out, Brock, settling for a field goal trying to miss the mark. Short pass brought in. And it's going to be brought down over the 31. I'm just going to go out on a limb, partner, and say that this defense probably pretty tired of having to deal with this guy by this point.
Tired or exhausted?
Both?
Yeah, they don't have an answer. And when you've got an elite guy like this, no matter what you throw at him and he delivers, man, it puts you to sleep.
Here's Darnold, 1st and 10. Forces that one, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Darnold's pass.
All set to go now from the 35.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now give it to Mason. And they'll stop him after he picks up 4 to begin this drive.
Mason, the ball carrier.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. But that's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
It's now 3rd and 12.
They'll throw, 3rd and long. Setting up the screen. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and more importantly, to stop it. So many of these players on the field, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
Has this at the 6. Things going well so far. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled. Now Seattle all set to go here on offense. And this group feeling a little urgency to make the most of this one, Brock, after they threw that interception the last time out.
Yeah, we know there's no more predictive stat in the NFL than giving the ball away. You walk that fine line as a quarterback. You can't play timid and scared and make a mistake, but you know you can't put the ball again in the other team's hands.
It's a gain of 17 yards. 1st down.
From the gun, Darnold. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. 2nd and 3 now.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Vikings' 31-yard line.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Into traffic, complete. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
It's 3rd down and 4.
Darnold now to throw. He finds Smith and Jigba right side. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
A 5-yard
Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10.
That's good for a Seahawks. 1st down.
Here's Darnold to throw. Taking the deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete. We'll try something else from the 27 this time. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Throwing here, Darnold. From left side, caught by Smith and Jigba. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. All set now, 1st and 10.
That's another Seahawks 1st down.
Play fake, Darnold. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's the Seahawks with possession, needing to erase that deficit in a hurry. Gonna need something special here. 2nd and 20 following the sack. Darnold looking to throw. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Intended target there was Jackson Smith-Njigba. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
3rd down and 20.
3rd and long for him here. Completed over the middle. And it'll be 1st and goal. Stop is made at the 5-yard line.
It's a gain of 20. And the Seahawks first down.
From the red zone now. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks down by only 2 in the 4th. Jackson Smith-Njigba with a touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. And here's it well behind the line. It goes down. They're not able to make much of anything on that 2-point attempt. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. Their lead cut down inside a field goal, so points imperative here to get some breathing room. Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. It's McCarthy. Completed right side to Addison. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota. Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just 1 play. On 1st down, it's Mason. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards. Now we'll see the medical team head out to the Seahawks. Have an injured player. He's in some obvious pain there. Play action, McCarthy. All in left side. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Going on 3rd, McCarthy. He has the 1st over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Markers are reset. Here we go, ball at the 44.
And the Vikings first
1st and 10, here's McCarthy. That one's complete over the middle. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Taken in by Felton, left side. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
5 still to go here. This is 2nd down. Blown back. Oh, he lost the football! And that should be Seahawks football. No return after that recovery. They do get the fumble, but they're going to have it deep on their own side.
You're using this play to try for a 1st down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
The Seahawks offense running out now. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air. So expect some tighter coverage this time around. Going on 1st, here's Darnold. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down after a short gain. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
And Darnold off the play action. It's on the turf, the ball's out, he lost it. This is scooped up by the Vikings. He takes it back to the 10, and now partner. They're going to take over with an excellent opportunity to score.
You know, we could go down on that field and ask any player about the first lessons they learned in the game of football, and almost every one of them kids going to say the same thing. Ball security. I bet he could even hear his old high school coach's voice in his ears right now, telling him next time, you got to hang on to it better.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Offensive line, this is 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 4-yard line.
Oh, fullback's got it. Look at the power. And they're going to keep him out once again. That sends him backwards, brings up 3rd and goal. It's the 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis.
Brings up 3rd
Vikings
down
up by
and
just a
6.
couple of points.
Got it. Ready?
They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6.
Ready?
Back to throw it. And he got there in time. He's taken down. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down.
I think we've reached the point of the game, Kay, where I got to make my PSA. Protect the quarterback, and quarterback, protect yourself.
Tracking for it, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game. Here's Riker set to kick this away.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost him a lead, but a touchdown still ties it. The referee probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
The Seahawks ready for another drive on offense as Jackson, Smith, and Jigba heads out. First call here coming from the shotgun. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. And this one doesn't go far. And we know who his favorite target has been all game, no doubt about that. And that connection has led him to the record books now. That's catch number 22 and breaks Brandon Marshall's 2009 record for most receptions in a game.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Setting up to pass. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stops. Seahawks in their hurry-up offense. They need to get everyone to the line. Now to throw. He's got Smith and Jigba for the catch. And they're not going to have to burn a timeout. Smart play here. He gets out of bounds with the first down.
It's a gain of 21 yards. That's good for a Seahawks first down. A gain of 21 yards.
He'll look to throw it.
First down, Seahawks.
Almost threw another one. Back-to-back throws now that should have been picked off, partner. As he continues making risky decisions with the football.
It's now second down.
Defense nearly just ended this game. Going to be trying to do so again here on 2nd down. Here he is to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Here he is to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. So they're 1st to 3. In quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's 1st down.
And the Seahawks first down.
Back to throw. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. And the Vikings make the play that should win them this game.
Darnold's pass.
Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on 1st down.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10.
Sign quarterback run here.
5-yard line.
So it's a win for the Vikings. Well, Brock, I think it's safe to say that the top-ranked defense in the NFL probably going to take a couple of hits to its status after this one. We have not seen an opponent score against them like this very often, if at all, this season.
Yeah, I think what it shows you too, Kate, is even for an elite defense, there's still holes and weaknesses to be found and taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Took a whole bunch of effort, some great masterful game planning, but this offense found ways to score against a pretty salty defensive unit.
So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings emerge as winners as we bid you farewell from Minneapolis.